Flamecraft, Critter Kitchen. Nope, nope. All those anthropomorphic animals in those. Hey folks, welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam.
And I'm JT.
And this is our top 5 animal games.
Yep.
Now, thank you for joining us over here. If you came over from the Dice Tower, that's where we did our bottom 5, our numbers 10 through 6. So it's just the bottom half of our top 10 list. That's all it means. Anyway, if you're over here from there, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. One thing we didn't do, really, we did it a little bit, but we didn't really share the weight category of our games on the other one. So we're going to take a little bit of time and talk about that here. My average weight for the entire list, all 10 games, was a 2.15. So I'm right there in the middle. The lightest game on my list, which actually does show up on this part, is a 1.7. And the heaviest game on my list, which was on the bottom 5, was a 2.94.
Well, my average is a 2.41. My bottom half was a 2.08. And I have one light one under 2 on the top half. My top half's a 2.74.
Ooh.
With my heaviest being a 3.78.
Whoa. Wow.
So.
Well, my top 5 is averaged at 1.97, so just underneath 2. But it's a good one. It's a good list. These are games that are really... You could really put almost any of these games on a nature-themed list game as well, unless they have some other type of theme wrapped around them, like space.
Well, I think it's one of those, what do they call the diagram where you make the bubble and
Venn
you make a
diagram.
Yeah, so I think that they overlap quite a bit, but I don't know that, I mean, there's a lot of nature-themed games, obviously, that don't fit this one. So.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. But I think there's a lot of nature-themed games that have a lot of animals in them.
Sure.
So I think they would lend themselves to either that or this one. But let's go ahead and get to it. Our top 5 animal games. Let's hit it. All right, my number 5 is a game that absolutely could be on a nature-themed game list, but there are a crap ton of animals in this game.
That's a lot of animals.
That's a lot of animals. This one's called Forest Shuffle.
Oh.
And there it could easily be nature themed because you're basically building your own forest. You're populating it with a bunch of trees, a bunch of shrubberies, a bunch of plants, bugs. But there's a ton of animals in this as well. And that's where you're going to score a lot of points is by using all of these different animals. Now, I put it on the top 5 of this because that's how much I enjoy the game. But it is in the 5th position because I think I do have 4 other games that are more heavily centered on animals rather than just nature.
Yep. Fair.
But I do think that this easily falls into an animals games list because of all the different animals that you can put in. I mean, you name it. From hummingbirds to... like groundhogs to rabbits to predatory mountain lions to roe deer to you name it.
Sure.
It's in this game. I really enjoy it. So that's my number 5, Forest Shuffle.
Yeah, 10-4. One thing to note, I tried to stay away from anthropomorphic animals. I had one that I knew was going in with them in it, and my number 7, for you to go back and check, I've decided those were as well. So
he's gonna have
I'm just eating a little crow for number 7 because I think
it's an animals list. You eat some crow,
but it's an animal. That's right. My number 5 is 50-50. If you want to think about nature, 50-50 nature, 50-50 animals, and that's because every time you draft a tile, you're drafting a tile and an animal in Cascadia.
Yeah.
And in this game, I mean, really, it's the animals that make everything, right? The
yeah,
tiles underneath.
That's what you're scoring.
Yeah, it spreads it all out, kind of gives you locations and things like that, but you're scoring the animals that you cover your grid with, and you're scoring them for all different kinds of things. Salmon like to be up the stream, and, you know, bears like to be in pairs or whatever. And there's multiple different scoring opportunities for different animals so that you can have it different per game. But Cascadia is just a really nice game. Yeah. There's nothing There's nothing really to say bad about Cascadia.
No,
it's just a very smooth. Can play with anybody. Like I said, draft a biome tile, draft an animal, and then try to fit them into your little puzzles. So I don't have much more to say about it.
It's a great game.
But it is a fantastic game, and it's my number 5. That is Cascadia.
Yep. Good pick. I'm so enamored with your last pick. I'm going to put it on as my number 4.
There you go.
So Cascadia is also my number 4. And it's absolutely correct. It's one of the smoothest nature/animal themed games that I think is in existence right now. It has great artwork. It's got a great design. It's very welcoming as far as how the game plays, and the theme. The theme is something that more often than not, people are going to be interested in because people like those nature shows, right?
Nice. Yep.
And I think it's more heavily weighted. While you do score some points for no, I don't think
technically you score 50-50, right? You score for your animals, and then you score whoever has the biggest biomes of each type.
But only the biggest, right? No, first and second place. First and second place,
right?
yeah.
And then you get extra points if
You're correct.
Have the biggest.
I usually I was just talking to Doug about this earlier today. I if I'm playing Cascadia with a bunch of gamers, like seasoned gamers, then I'm gonna throw in landmarks.
Sure.
Period. If I'm not, and if I'm teaching this as somewhat of an introductory type role, I'm just using the A cards for all of the different animals, and we're playing just plain Jane. But that's one of the cool flexes about this game. It holds the attention of new and old gamers alike. Sure. It's a great game. So that's my number 4, Cascadia.
All right, my number 4 is, I'm trying to think, but I think this might be my favorite area control game right now, at least the last while since I've had it. This is all about birds and birds being mean to birds. This is a game called Perch.
Yep.
Perch is a really fantastic game where you have a bunch of little plastic birds that are your own. And there's different areas in the backyard, the doghouse and the big tree and the whatever else, and they all score differently. And every round, everybody throws in 2 birds into a bag, and then you draw out 2 birds, and then you get a couple of birds of your own. So you are now placing other people's birds, which is the key to this game, which is really amazing because
cool factor,
all of the different areas score differently. So there's some areas that might get 7 points for first place and 0 points for second place and 3 points for third place. So you're trying to stuff people into that second place spot or whatever else. There's some that actually get more as it gets bigger. There's also spots where when it gets to like 6 birds, they all get wiped off the board and that area starts over. So there's all these different things. Plus there's animals, cats and hawks and owls and stuff that fly around and push birds around and send them to the fountain. We're sending the birds to the fountain.
Just call it Valhalla.
Yep. And at the end, you get a little lightning bolt. You get a strike down a bird, period. Just a little cooked chicken. But anyways, this is really a great area control game where you're placing your birds, stacking your birds up, and trying to balance all of those different scoring. Every tile scores kind of different, so you're trying to balance all of them to your favor. So I really like this game. I like it a ton.
Yep, I've only played it once or twice. I think just once, but I really did enjoy it. It's a really fun area control game. Very cool. My number 3 is a game that looks amazing. No, it's not Vintage Traits artwork, but it still looks amazing in a 3-dimensional kind of way because you're taking all of these different blocks, basically, and you're building up the different habitats that different animals want to live in. And then you can take one of your little cubes off of your animal card.
Your cube animals.
And put it in there. Yeah, it's basically
your little
animals.
bullion alligator.
They're represented by little cubes. That is correct, but they are absolutely animals.
All
this
right.
is called harmonies.
Yep.
And so basically, the game comes with double-sided player boards, and so one has a side where you can play where it's island or a river or something to that effect, and then the other side is more of a landscape. You're scoring points with all of these different animal cards that you're going to draft out of the middle of the table, and they each have different combinations of the different landscape tiles that are offered in the game. Think Azul as far as how you're going to draft the landscape tiles from the center of the board. Except you're not going to just choose, I think in Azul you choose one color from a group. No, you just take the entire group.
Yeah.
And there's 5 groups out there, so you're going to take one entire group of the 5 that are available. So you're drafting the landscape tiles, you're drafting the animal cards, and you're trying to score as many points as you possibly can. But it's got a really great 3-dimensional look. It looks amazing on the table. At Dice Tower West, they actually had a mega-sized version of Harmonies that I
think I heard
saw
about it.
being played. It was really neat looking. Anyway, that's my number 3, Harmonies.
Overrated. Anyways.
Oh, that's what we're doing now, huh? Okay. All right.
I think that's come from somewhere before. I think I learned from the best. All right. My number 3, he's going to say the same thing. No, you can't say overrated on this one because it's rated too high. That would just be a fallacy. Anyways, my number 3 is a 3.78 on the Geek. So that's pretty high difficulty rating. It's a game called Ark Nova, where you are creating a zoo for all of these fantastic animals that you're drafting. In Ark Nova, you have a player board. You're trying to gain partnerships with different continents. You have a couple of worker placement workers that can do worker placement on a little sideboard. You are drafting all these different animal cards. You are placing down hexagonal polyomino, tiles to build out your zoo, and then you might need a 3-size structure to put this kind of animal in. So you would have to build the structure first, then you get to play the card and get what's on the card. And there's these conservation projects that you're trying to complete, whether it be gain 5 lizards in your zoo or whatever else it may be. The coolest thing about Ark Nova, which really makes it stand apart, is the card system. There are 5 cards, 5 different actions you can do, and they're always in this row. So the ones that are on your right hand side are 5 power, which the ones on your left hand side is a 1 power. So you're really balancing out, and this is all the gameplay works in that spot, where if I use my 5 power now, maybe I don't need it right now, and I don't want my 4, and so now I got to do my 3, and if you do your 3, it's only 3 power, but I really need those animals right now. But then when you use that animal card that's in the 3 spot, it's now going to slide to the 1 spot, and everything else is going to slide up. So you're really trying to balance what you're doing, trying to use the most powerful options as you can at the time, but also trying, following the board state and what you need to accomplish. So just a fantastic game. Obviously, it's a big, thinky game. It's just significantly, the mechanisms are fantastic, and it's really well put together. So
I hate the scoring mechanism.
Another building zoo game. He hates the scoring mechanism.
I hate the scoring mechanism.
Yeah, that's fair. Your conservation side comes up one side. Your attraction, I don't know what it's even called now. Your attraction scoring token goes this way. The more attractive your zoo is, basically. I can't remember what the word is, but when they cross, that means the game ends, and then whoever crosses the furthest is the one that wins. So I love it. It's awesome. So I like to get 10 points and watch everybody else get negative points. That's fun.
Exactly.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. I hate games where you can get negative points.
What does it matter?
Like
They're all
negative
points.
No,
it's not
like,
really.
It's
Instead
like
of scoring 300 points and 297, you score 0
no,
and negative
I like
3.
starting off with 0 and then going up I don't care how far up.
Gotcha.
I just don't like starting at
Well,
0.
we could just count it that way. You could just say...
And then end with less than 0.
You could just say 80 and 40 is 0. So 120 is your base. We'll just pretend 120 is your base. So you can go up or down from there. Who knows? I got 136 and you got 117.
There you go. See?
All right. Anyway.
It's all about how you coat the pill.
That's right.
My number 2 is the lightest game, and I would imagine it's probably the lightest game on both of our lists. Did you have something below 1.7? I don't think you did.
Oh no. Millennium is a 1.72.
Yeah, so this is the lightest game
Spoilers
on the
for
entire
last
list.
list. Sorry.
That's okay. Who cares? It's cats. This one is called In the Footsteps of Darwin. And this one made my list because while the central character of the game is a human, it's all about the research that he did on the many animals that he came in contact with throughout his journeys.
It's true.
And what you're basically doing in the game is you are taking your journal and you're trying to fill it with different animals as you go around this grid. You're moving the ship 1 to 3 spaces around the grid, and then the number of spaces that you move it is how far into that row or into that column you will be able to take a tile. So if you move 2 spaces, you'll be able to take the second tile. If you move 3 spaces, you get to take the third. If you only move 1, you get to take the first. Anyway, it's a 9. Is it 9? Yeah, 3 by 3. That's 9.
Yep, that's 9.
Anyway. Once you're doing that, it's basically set collection. You're trying to collect rows and columns based upon the kind of animal or the species of animal that it is and the continent that you found that animal on. So there's 4 different species of animals on each of the different continents. And you're trying to do this set collection thing. In addition to that, you can get other people to help you, assistants to help you. You can use assistants to do special things within the game. You can write journals. You can do a number of different things, which will give you more points throughout the course of the game. It's really fun, and it's super light. It sounded a little convoluted by how I explained it, but it really, really, really isn't. It's a 1.7 for crying out loud. Anyway, it's a great game. Sorry, Rare French is a great company name as well. I've just recently played In the Footsteps of Marie Curie. Awesome game as well. I really like that line. That series that they've done, it's really, really good. Anyway, my number 2, In the Footsteps of Darwin.
Do you think Darwin's friends made fun of him, or were they jealous of him? When the one guy has his little book, and you open up the little vellum thing and put a butterfly in it and squish it in, and the next guy does it with moths, and the next guy does it with bird feathers, and here's Darwin with boxes of different critters all over the place.
Actual real people. Real animals.
With real animals.
Yeah, I think they were probably envious.
All right. All right, well, my number 2 is a crossover of a really cool game, which, like you said, is the thinky version, or whatever you want to call it, the gamer's version of Cascadia. And this is Life of the Amazonia.
Very cool.
Crazy enough, Life of the Amazonia, I had Wild Serengeti, and I wasn't a fan of the game. When they came out with Life of the Amazonia, I skipped it because I was like, yeah, same company, probably similar, not similar at all. This is a fantastic game where you are building out your biomes very methodically, very...
Yes.
You know, your rivers or whatever else, if you're putting frogs and lily pads in them or whatever you're doing, you have a lot of control over your biomes, where you put the trees, where you put the macaws, and all the different parts and pieces. One of my favorite things about this game is the fact that it's a bag builder. And I love bag builders. So you're putting in your bag, you're putting water tokens in there, and leaf tokens in there, and animal tokens in there, and money tokens in there. And depending on what you pull out for that round.
And it's your own bag. It's not a communal
It's your own bag. Everybody has their own bag. So
Yeah.
this is like a Quacks of Quedlinburg in
Yes.
the middle of the rainforest. Like, so whatever you're pulling out of there, you also have to deal with. And you're using the money tokens to buy new ones and better ones and other, actions to get those. So, and you're using the water ones to get lily pads and the leaf ones to get trees, but you're trying to build out this biome while using your bag and building your bag in the way that is going to benefit you the most. This is a really cool game. The meeples are obviously cool. There's a whole bunch of little animals, and they're really neat.
Absolutely.
And everybody gets their own special little animal at the beginning of the game, which will change kind of your start thought process, but it'll also give you a special ability once you get it out on the board where it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is a great game. I really love Life of the Amazonia.
Super good game.
And this one cost me money because I own the game, but then he said animals list, and then I was looking and I picked it, and I hadn't spent the money on the upgraded tokens yet, and I just said screw it. So yesterday I bought the upgraded tokens. So
awesome.
Anyways, that's my number 2, Life of the Amazonia.
It's a great pick.
I really like it.
I think that is our only
third actual
crossover.
No, right? Cascadia.
Oh, that's right, Cascadia, and then we had a spiritual crossover.
We had a spiritual crossover. Plus Arc Nova is your number 1, so.
I hate to break it to you. All right, so my number 1. This joker said that fish aren't animals.
That's correct.
He's incorrect. They're aquatic animals.
They're
they
food.
Absolutely are. And yes, they are food. Quite delicious, more often than not. This one for me is called Aqua, Biodiversity in the Oceans. This is a game that he actually introduced me to, and I think I actually traded for your copy of the game, or did I? No, I brought it back.
Your own, yeah.
I brought it back from Gen Con. You
I
still
gave
have
mine
yours?
to my mom. No.
You gave yours to your mom? Oh, such a nice son. What you're doing here is you're building out reefs using these really wonky shaped tiles. And you're trying to get the correct, I call it the Q*bert pattern. That's not technical at all, but I call it the Q*bert pattern where you have this cube.
That's exactly what it is, the Q*bert pattern.
And so once you do that, you're going to be able to place the same animal, I'm going to say that matches the color of that cube that you just built.
Yep.
And once you get different kinds of animals together in different patterns, you're going to be able to put apex predators on top of those animals. And then you're going to, at the end of the game, you're going to score basically top down. You're going to score your apex predators first, then you're going to score points for all of your animals, and then based upon the scoring tiles that come out, those same animals are going to score you other kinds of points based upon how many apex predators did you have, or how many of these smaller animals did you have for every one of this predator that you had. And then you're also going to be able to score extra points for the animals that are around the reefs that you've created in your little tableau as well. It's a great, fun game. Love tile placement, and this is super colorful. Vintage Traits artwork, that's the third one
Number 3.
on the list. And it's such a beautiful game. I love it, and it's my favorite animal game.
Nice.
Aqua, Biodiversity in the Oceans.
Interesting. All right, well, my number 1, this is where the anthropomorphic animals come in. This game is called Everdale. I'll just break it to you right now. Everdale is a fantastic game. It's a tableau builder where you are building a 15-card, 16-card, 15-card tableau, I believe it is, of these little animals and the buildings that they go in. And you're doing that by worker placement, picking up resources, drafting cards. There's also community goals that you're trying to complete, at the same time before somebody else does. All of the components are fantastic, little squishy berries and little resin pieces, and you're picking up twigs and resin and little stones and berries to do all of your stuff. It has a really cool mechanism that when you place down a building, if you have the same animal that fits in that building, like the judge goes in the courthouse, if you play down the courthouse and you have the judge card, you can play that down too, and you put this little shield on because he matches, so you don't have to pay for the judge to go in at the same time. So you are just building this little community. It's a really cool game. It's a game where at the very beginning, when you start with just a couple of meeples, you're like, first round goes by in a heartbeat, and you're just like, I'm never going to get anything done. And then by the end, you're filling out your tableau and trying to how to squeak in that last card. You're trying to squeak in which one of the 3 cards you really want to put in, but which ones are going to help you the most to finish, because you can't go more than that. So Everdale is a great game. I love it.
I don't think I've ever played this game.
It's so good.
I don't think I've ever played Everdell. But
And it's not that heavy. I mean, it says
Yeah.
it's a 2.82, but kind of there in the same
Yeah.
as Wormspan
yep.
kind of thing. But yeah, it's a great game.
Cool beans. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. That is our top 5 animal games. Let us know in the comments below what you think. What did we miss after you've watched both lists? Let us know right here what you think we missed. What games do you agree with? What games do you not agree with?
And are you a dog or a cat person? Just asking.
I'm a dog person.
I'm a dog person.
I own a
I
cat.
sent my cats to space.
Or rather, my family owns a cat.
They sure do.
So,
That's
so-
funny how that happens. When I got married, I inherited 2 cats.
sorry.
And then they lived 20 years. They did.
That's how long I have to.
Yes. 21 years, I think.
Maybe we can start the real Millennium Space
Hey,
Agency.
that's right. Anyways, cheers.
right.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Have a great day.
We're out of here. See you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.